You guys like my coronavirus haircut? It's really coming in. Oh my goodness, today they announced Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon 2. What? Like, for real? This came out of nowhere. So, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon came out, what, last year? Was it last year? I think it was last year. And had a limited runs release, you know, through limited run games for the physical game. And Bloodstained Ritual of the Night came out finally, and that was last year. It's had its problems with bugs and everything. I'll be honest with you, I started to play it when it came out, because obviously I was super hyped as a Castlevania fan, but I never actually went back after they did all the bug fixes and stuff and played through the game completely. I got into the castle and that was it, and I was just kind of patiently waiting for everything to be ironed out. So I'm gonna have to go back in and play this game now, so I'm caught up to the whole legacy and the franchise and everything. But today they announced Bloodstained Curse of the Moon for, you know, PS4, Switch, I think Xbox One, and also PC, I think. Pretty sure Steam or whatever. So I'm really, really liking the way that it looks. First off, they kept the same 8-bit style, the nod to the classic 8-bit Castlevania games. This game is not a Metroidvania, quote unquote Metroidvania like everyone calls it. So it's more straightforward. It's a pretty standard action Castlevania game, you know, a real retro throwback to the classic franchise games. And those are some of my favorites in the franchise. I mean, Super Castlevania 4, Castlevania 2 Simon's, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest is kind of the blueprints for what became Symphony of the Night and the Igavanias, or whatever you want to call them. Metroidvania, Igavania, I don't really care what you call them, but those games are a little bit different in terms of how they're designed and everything. So this is, for it to be just a straightforward action platformer and no giant mansions to traverse, you know, you're essentially going from stage to stage in a linear fashion, and that's my bread and butter. I love that style, and I really enjoyed the level of detail they went into. You know, my only real complaint was that the VRC6 style music on the NES sound font that they were trying to go for, it didn't sound as good as it should. I feel they put too much effort into making it try to sound like the Akamajo Densetsu soundtrack for Castlevania 3, the Famicom release, that they kind of lost it somewhere in the middle, and it sounds a little too fuzzy for me. So I'm hoping that they go back and they revisit it and they go, okay, how can we change the music? How can we adjust it? How can we make it so it's more in line with that VRC6 style? I mean, you may disagree. You may have loved the music, and I didn't dislike the compositions. I really love the compositions in Curse of the Moon. My biggest issue was just the tone was just off to me. It just didn't feel like VRC6. But anyways, that's just super nitpicky. I love the game. Curse of the Moon, I played through it twice. Actually, no, I played through it 3 or 4 times. It's great. I prefer it over Ritual of the Night just simply because it's a traditional Castlevania action style game, which I love. So with this sequel, what do we know about it? Well, we know we're playing as Zangetsu again. So that's right off the bat, that's good news. And I liked him from the first game. And we're also playing as Dominique, who returns from Ritual of the Night now as a playable character. So you gotta wonder, oh, where's Miriam? Well, maybe the answer is in Ritual of the Night. I don't know. Again, I haven't beaten it. But she has almost like a spear, kind of like Eric Lecard's from Castlevania Bloodlines. So that's pretty cool. There's also 2 other playable characters that are brand new to the franchise, and one of them is a steampunk gunner kind of guy, and he has a rifle, and he's got these bombs that he could throw out, which look really cool. And then the 4th guy, he is in a giant mech, and you know, you're kind of getting away from the whole like goth atmosphere and more going into like the steampunk thing. And you know, it's a cool take. It's a little bit of a revisionist kind of take. I mean, Castlevania 64 had motorcycles and what else? Had Frankenstein's monster with chainsaws. So I guess it's okay. I mean, I like Castlevania 64, so. Anyways, yeah, I'm really stoked that they're doing this, and I hope that Ippo Yamada comes back for the soundtrack. I hope that Michiru Yamane still has some tunes in her for it. So what do you guys think of this announcement? Good, bad? Did you prefer to see a sequel to Ritual of the Night? Did you prefer to see a sequel to Curse of the Moon? Are you excited for this? What do you think of the playable characters in that like steampunk style? Let me know in the comments down below. Because this is Castlevania Central, folks. I gotta pump you up with that news. Got to. I scoured my subscriptions list. Nobody's talking about this game. All right. Peace.